Hey guys, it's Jason and Jenna with 2819. This is obviously a new way of communicating with you, but we hope it gets your attention. We wanted to take some time to recap after this past week's partner call. Before I say much more, though, I'm going to turn it over to Jenna.
Yeah, hey guys, thanks for viewing this. We just figured a video might be a little bit more exciting than an email, so hopefully you enjoyed this, and if you do, let us know, and maybe we'll do another one. But yeah, Jason, why don't you just share a little bit about the vision of this communication?
Yeah, so, we had our usual rhythms in the month of February. We had partner prayer on the second Friday. We had our partner call this past Friday. And frankly, the conversation on the partner call was super dynamic and collaborative and encouraging. And I was very encouraged to hear people around the table getting excited about God's mission, about his vision for building the kingdom here in Columbus. Yeah. We got to talk even some theology, which was really great. And I walked away just feeling on fire for the Lord. But beyond that, it was also a very practical call. We were able to dive into some of the pain points of leading and some of the places where we felt stuck. And I feel like we were able to deliver potential solutions to each other in a very short time frame after the call. So personally, Jenna and I had a short call after the call to kind of digest what just happened. And we just felt like we wanted to bring you guys into the conversations that she and I get to have every week.
Yeah, it was a really dynamic and exciting meeting to be a part of. I felt really grateful going into the weekend, feeling like, wow, I am arm in arm with people that are doing some really important things in our city. Yeah. So, Jason, what are like the two main takeaways from that call that if someone wasn't there, they would need to know?
Yeah, I think if you are a practitioner of gospel ministry, you're always running into challenges. That could be enrolling people into your program. It could be dealing with the needs of people who you are serving. It could be working with your fellow, missionaries in the field. There's so many things that we can run into as leaders, and it can make us feel stuck. And that is a really terrible feeling when you feel stuck. And so my encouragement to you guys is if you can make space for partner calls, I don't think it's going to be a waste of your time. We're talking 45 minutes to an hour tops. But what we're seeing is people sharing their burdens, sharing their struggles, and being able to get answers or finding out like, oh, wow, there's a partner in the 2819 network that has already worked through this solution or this problem and found a solution, or they have felt stuck like this before and they know what to do, they know how to respond, or they've made a connection that I haven't yet in the community, and they're kind of my gateway to getting to where we need to go organizationally. And so we were able to see that happen a lot on the call. I think that's really the main takeaway for me. Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing that I think we discussed over the phone last week that we found to be really interesting is that we have this really cool opportunity to be mutually beneficial in our differing organizations. And so, a connection that I might make with another ministry then helps me in my ministry. And we're trying to help our partners really figure out what is that connection? Who are they with? Is it a parent? Is it a student? Is it just, someone that maybe stumbled into your program? How can we best serve the family unit in the Linden area? And I think we're really starting to get onto something where we're figuring out, if we get the right people around the table and the right people on the call, really incredible things can happen for the kingdom. And really what we're looking at is this kingdom collaboration. I hope that doesn't already exist somewhere because, I've been saying it now. But that's what we're doing is we're sharing each other's burdens and we're also sharing each other's encouragements. So there were even some, actual examples of this happening on our call last Friday. So, Jason, do you want to share any of those?
Yeah, so I mean, a great example of this sharing of burdens, this collaboration in practice. We have a new partner in the 2819 network, as it were, called the E-Center, the Emmanuel Resource Center. And they've got various programs already running, but their new program is the Youth Life Skills Program. It happens on Tuesday nights from 4:30 to 5:30. Nestled in right there between Teen Bible Study and We Are Linden coming into the building. So Tuesday nights are starting to become a pretty packed time. But they're really looking to build that space out with older teenagers. Mm-hmm. So we were able to connect Teresa and Willa and Ron and that group at the E-Center with Iz over at Mifflin High School. We're able to connect Teresa also to the Student Engagement Committee, to Monica, who's doing the Equip Skills Center program, and able to get her organization connected to Matt DeCenzo over at FCA. So we're starting to see that if they want to find enrollment, there might already be students available to them right now mm-hmm. through our partner organizations. And something that Jenna brought up on the call, and giving her all the credit because this is so true from a practice standpoint, but she referenced a Barna study that says that students need 4 or more touch points a week in order to reach success. And so when you think about how often you're reaching people with the gospel, chances are many of us are not seeing people more than 4 times in a week.
Right.
I see my middle schoolers once a week. It takes up 2 days a week total between the 3 schools, but I only get to see them for 5 hours, each per week. It's like, well, I'd love for them to be connecting with other great caring adults and programs in the community. And so I'd love to look within the 2819 network first for that. And so we're trying to make these connections. I think another great example is we started talking about the Student Engagement Committee at Linden McKinley, which is something that we've been kind of resurrecting since the pandemic. Used to be called the Site-Based Council. It goes by this new name. But, there was a part of the call where I realized, Iz over at Mifflin High School can't connect to this conversation because she's at Mifflin. But then it sparked thinking, why isn't there a committee like that at Mifflin High School, and does there need to be? Mm-hmm. And can our partners be a part of generating that kind of leadership from within the building and the administration over there? So within 30 minutes after the call, I think I fired off probably 4 or 5 emails just making these connections. Mm-hmm. And these are things that can help you become unstuck and maybe step into a season of flourishing for your program, right. And a season of relief for you as a leader as you deal with each problem that arises.
Yeah, so that's really good. Let's say that I was a middle school student. Just based on the connections that we made in the call on Friday, here's what could happen with me. I go to Parable Project on Mondays. I have, awesome activities with Jason and his volunteers. I have dinner. We do a Bible study. That's my Monday. Tuesday, I show up to the center. I get help with homework. I'm engaging with the E-Center volunteers and staff, and I am learning about my life. Wednesday, maybe Tuesday afternoon, I come for teen Bible study before that with Jason and a few other people. Thursday, I go to Linden McKinley. There is a Bible study that happens at my school through FCA. And so during the school day, I'm meeting with caring volunteers who want to push me towards God. And it just so happens on Friday night, there's a teen night where I get dinner, get to meet friends, and do activities with the Mifflin Young Life crew and other volunteers. That's what we're looking at.
Yeah.
That there are multiple opportunities for kids to get involved, and adults and families, to get involved in our programming. And it's this beautiful thing where we don't just have to come up with and create every program within our own ministry circle, but we can lean on Equip Skills Center to really do what they do best in automotive training. Yep. We can lean on the E-Center to do tutoring and life skills programming, and we can lean on Parable Project to do what they do. And right. We, as 2819, don't have to create those things. So right. That's what we feel really passionate about. That's what we feel like is what the partner call is for. We don't want you to get it twisted. You don't come to the partner call to be told, make sure you clean out the fridge, make sure you sweep the floors.
Right.
Although that might happen for the first 45 seconds or so, we're really trying to dig our heels in deep to the work that's being done in our city and in Linden specifically with you all. So,
Yeah.
did you have anything else to add there,
No,
Jason?
that's a fantastic example, and this is a call to you to step into this creative space, this collaborative space, and to know that it's already happening in a lot of ways. Jenna referenced a middle school FCA huddle that happens on Thursday afternoons at Linden McKinley. That's a collaboration between Matt and myself. And we're still building that out. We're still working out how to make that work for both of our schedules. How does it connect to our greater programming that we've got going on already? And so we're working that out. And that's the beauty of walking by grace and communicating with each other on an ongoing basis. And it develops us. It develops my friendship with Matt. It's good to know that I have another leader out there that I can connect with. Another example is Ralph and I do, Ralph with We Are Linden, we do teen nights once a month. As we continue to kind of work out the kinks of that, we might go to more times than once a month. We'll figure that out. But it plays a role in the ecosystem of 2819. And so the more connections like this that are happening, the better off our community will be. And I really think the better off we will be as leaders. Because as Jenna's referenced before, we don't need to go out in our individual organizations and necessarily create every single program that will address every single problem in the Linden community. This is just a call to participate in what's already happening and to try it out with us, because we really think that it's the future of ministry work, of nonprofit work, but I think that we can glean the most wisdom on how to do it through the scriptures. So I think it's in God's heart for us to figure out how to do this, but we just got to start somewhere. So We're encouraging you to jump in.
Yeah. See, that was way more exciting than an email.
Absolutely.
You get a good long video from us. Jason, could you just share any upcoming events, some housekeeping stuff if you've got it?
Yeah, so we've referenced the middle school FCA huddle. Happens once a week on Thursdays. Teen nights are usually the last Friday of every month. That's at the center at 6 p.m. If you're interested in learning more about that, you can talk to me. You can talk to Ralph. We are getting more and more interest having volunteers join that space, and we're really grateful for that. We are seeing upwards of 30, 40, maybe 50 kids at these teen nights, so we need adult presence.
Yeah.
And then in March, the last weekend of March, so actually Easter weekend, that'll be a teen night paired with the Real Music Fest at the Celeste Center at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. Our partner, Real Music Records, and Prophecy is the artist that owns that record label, will be leading a hip-hop festival and doing hip hop competitions with the youth and prizes and stuff like that. And he really wants to do it up big. So we're encouraging partners to go out to that. And then pretty much exactly a month later in April, the last weekend of April, is the One City Worship and One City Weekend experience with For Columbus. If you're not familiar with For Columbus, it's very similar to 2819. It's just on a much grander scale. It's a citywide initiative to bring Christians from every background together to worship God, to evangelize, to share the gospel and disciple people in grace and truth. And so it's a big movement, and we get to be a part of that. So we're encouraging all partners to go there and in a moment of worship and praising the Lord, honoring His name in the city. And that will also be at the Ohio State Fairgrounds. So more information to come with that. But there's all sorts of collaborative possibilities, and we're excited for all the new possibilities, all the new initiatives that you guys generate through connections on partner calls, through partner prayer, and things like that. Oh, and partner prayer. Want to make sure you guys know that space is available to you, the leaders, but also to any volunteers that work with you, people that you feel like are invested in your mission. We want to invite you to partner prayer the second Friday of every month at 7 a.m. It is early before the sun rises, but it's a great time for leaders to get together, to pray over Linden, to pray for each other, and continue bearing burdens with one another.
Awesome.
Great. Thanks for your time, guys.
Yeah.
We are so excited to connect with you at future meetings. If you have any questions for us, if you need anything, give us a call, shoot us an email, and we'll do what we can to serve you.
See ya.
Peace.